Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Pancho Show. I am Pancho. I am your host, and this is a segment of the greatest podcast. I wanted to talk to you about a couple of things. First of all, I wanted to share with you, man, we've been super busy this past week. I've been working on a bunch of transactions in terms of real estate, negotiating deals, working with buyers and sellers, growing the team and training the team members and all that good stuff. On top of it, we decided to go to Disneyland to celebrate a little bit of our success. So for the longest time, I realized that my entire crew, the people that are behind the scenes, Brenda, Ale, and Clark, really love Disneyland. So I said, you know what? What better way to celebrate than to go to Disneyland and have a good time? And honestly, it was a blast. We all behave like little kids basically, but at the end of the day it was really cool. In fact, if you notice on camera, you guys that can't see on the podcast, I'm joined by baby Groot. He's here on my microphone stand, basically just hanging out with me, and he might answer a few questions. I mean, you might not understand it unless you speak Groot, but it's pretty cool. So I want to dive into today's subject, and this is something, like I said in the past, I love sharing lessons with you guys that I share with my kids. So a lot of times we're having conversations and we're talking about things that they're going through. And as they're growing up, it's really important to share these lessons with them. And they might not be 100% right. It's this my own experiences and lessons that I was taught by my own father when I was growing up. And this particular lesson is something that I think you guys can all relate to. You see, I feel that we're living in a time that everything is out there. We're surrounded by information. It's so easy for anybody to pull out a cell phone and message a million people or talk and go live and be able to be seen across the other side of the planet, which is pretty crazy if you think about it. When I was growing up and when my parents were growing up, we didn't have these issues. So now, especially with my oldest son, Francisco, he's dealing with a lot of stuff like that, especially because he ended up becoming somewhat of a little celebrity on TikTok. I don't know if you're familiar with the TikTok social media uh, software or app or whatever, but what it is, it's a social media sharing platform which you can use different audio and different music, and you create like these mini videos that some of them are funny, some of them are very creative. There's some really good ones out there. His channel, he is basically just being himself, being quirky and funny and stuff like that. And he's gotten up to about 70,000 followers. And because of it, he's gained this like reputation. He's being called the TikTok guy at school and all this stuff. So it's kind of cool. However, that's also opened up a bunch of other situations, a bunch of other issues. So recently, and I can't go into details because I really don't want to put him on blast for the stuff that has been happening. He'd probably kill me for it. But I can tell you this. So he's been dealing with some personal stuff, like relationship type stuff, right? Where he is in a position that he's maybe talking to a girl or maybe not talking to a girl, and then all of a sudden he starts getting told by all of his friends via different chats that everybody's talking shit. Like everybody is like telling him negative stuff about his particular relationships. He got to a point that he was like super stressed out, telling mom and myself like, hey, what do I do here? Like, he deleted some posts that he felt like maybe would make other people uncomfortable. He himself didn't really care so much, but he didn't want to put the other people in a position that maybe they were hurt somehow. So he said, I just don't know what to do. So the message that I gave him, what I told him, I said, you know what, brother, son, ignore the naysayers. And I do call him bro, and I kind of chit chat with him like that. So I told him, you know what, you have to ignore the naysayers and all these negative people, because the reality of it is anybody that tells you anything in a negative way has a hidden agenda. There's always something in that conversation and in those words that means something to them. Somebody posted a meme this morning that I thought was right on point. It said, and it talks specifically about relationships, right? And it's talking about guys lying to women. And basically it says he's not lying to you because he doesn't want to hurt you. He's lying to you because the truth might affect his own best interest, his own interest. Maybe not even the best interest, but his own interest. And it's so true. People a lot of times will say, well, I lied to you because I didn't want to hurt you. No, the reality is that they were lying because they really are, it has to do with something that they need or they want. So in this particular situation, if he has feedback from friends or other girlfriends and stuff like that that are telling him all this negative stuff, telling him, oh no, I don't like how you look with this particular person, or I don't like this particular thing. Why are they really telling you this? Why are they sharing all that information? What is their hidden agenda? Or what is it about that particular situation that will cause you to take action in a certain way that will benefit them? So you always want to ask yourself those type of questions like, why is he telling me this? What is it about this particular situation that will benefit that person by me hearing this? At the end of the day, we need to make our own decisions. And this is what I told him. He needs to figure out a way to make his own decisions and follow his heart and his gut and his own needs before listening to all these other people and all these other opinions. Can you imagine, with all the hundreds and thousands of people that can see everything on social media so quickly, how are you ever going to be able to satisfy everybody? It's impossible. It's literally never, ever going to happen. For somebody like my son, who is a highly empathetic guy, I mean, dude, this guy is empathetic as can be. He feels what other people feel. I mean, he's empathetic to animals like you have no idea. He's a super kind-hearted dude. So whenever he gets into a position that he feels like, shit, I did something that could have hurt somebody, or he wants to take it all back immediately. He starts like trying to change stuff and trying to fix it. And I'm like, dude, relax. Because the people that are being hurt or supposedly telling you that it's bothering them, maybe they're not even that triggered by it. Maybe they're not even that bothered by it. It's just they're trying to make you feel bad so that you change. So don't do it. Just follow your heart, follow your gut, be yourself, and be that loving, kind person that you can be. That was what I told him, because that's how he is. He's a legitimately, genuinely nice guy. So he's in that position that he's always trying to please everybody, and it's really impossible. We as adults find ourselves trying to do that all the time as well, within our businesses, within our jobs, trying to please the boss, trying to please the wife, trying to please the husband. And at the end of the day, sometimes you just can't. Here's my rule on how I operate on a day-to-day basis, and I hope that this is something that you guys can relate to. And maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong. Like always, please feel free to criticize me. But at the end of the day, what I like to do is I know that if I do everything in a way that I know for certain is not on purpose hurting anybody or defrauding anybody or lying to anybody, meaning there's the intention behind my actions. If my intention is to do the right thing, to be honest, to be straightforward, if people get hurt by that, that's on them, not on me. It's about the intention behind the actions. If you go and purposely try to tell somebody, hey, I think you're stupid because you want to hurt them, that's on you. But if your intention is saying, hey, I think you did something stupid, and because and your meaning behind it is that you really want to help them and make sure that they see maybe this other side to the coin, it's okay. If they get hurt by it, man, that's not on you. Your intention is not to do that. It's just so horrible when people intentionally say things and do things knowing very well that it might not even be what they really think. It's just part of their agenda. So always make sure to question where that information and that criticism comes from. Like I say all the time, criticize me, call me out on stuff. Let me know if I'm wrong. I will listen, but I will pay attention attentively of where it's coming from and the reason behind it, and whether or not it's truthful, honest, and really is looking out for me, Or is it more because you have something behind it that you want? You know what I mean? So always do the same thing. And at the end of the day, whenever you're taking action for yourself, whenever you're doing anything that has to do with your life, your business, your relationships, think about the intention behind the words. Think about the intention behind your actions before you do them. If you're in a position that your intention is to do good by others, to be honest, to do the right thing, personally, I love to sleep well at nights. I love being able to go to bed, lay my head down on my pillow, and pass out and sleep soundly, knowing that, like the saying in Spanish says, "El que nada debe, nada teme." The people that fear that owes nothing fears nothing. As long as I don't owe anything to anybody because I didn't defraud them, I didn't lie, I didn't cheat, I can sleep soundly. I know that even if somebody ever calls me out on something and they say, "Oh, you did this and this and this," man, you can look as deep as you want. You'll never find any sort of proof that I ever did anything with the intention of hurting anybody, ever, because it will never happen, because that's the way I like to live my life. So as long as you're doing that, if people start questioning you, if people start accusing you, if people start attacking you, ignore them. Your mind is clear. Your insides are nice and fresh. There's nothing that you need to worry about because you didn't act with the intention of damaging anybody or of hurting anybody in any way, shape, or form. And that was a lesson to my kid. I was like, look, you know what? When you posted these things, your intention was to actually make these particular people feel good. Your intention was to be funny. Your intention was to just, you never imagined that some people might be offended or hurt by it. So you know what? Just, it's okay. My poor kid, man, he went off and deleted all kinds of stuff. And he was like, "I just don't want to do anything anymore." Like, I'm like, "Oh, dude, no, stop." And then it was cool because after we had that conversation, he had a big old smile on his face, and he's like, "You know what? I love this. I'm going to repost again. I'm going to do everything." Because he saw, after we talked for a long period of time, he saw that the intention of the people that were attacking him was literally to hurt him and to really trigger him to do these things. So he's like, "Shit, I messed up by listening. I messed up by paying attention to those people. I should really learn to pay attention to the people that actually care about me and are looking out for me, not for themselves." So anyways, make sure from now on, as I've said it a few times on this video before, make sure that whenever anybody attacks you in any way, shape, or form, or says something to criticize you, or says something negative, what is their intention? What could be in it for them in this particular case that is benefiting them by even telling you? Sometimes not even knowing is probably better, right? And then the other thing that I want to ask you for is that you please, I'm really working hard on growing this show. We have really been able to nail down a few things that we were going to be doing to promote it a little bit better and stuff like that. But I really, really ask for your help. If you think that this message is valuable in any way, shape, or form for anybody that you think could listen to this and be like, "Oh, that's a good takeaway, man, that's going to improve my life in some way," please like, comment, share. That's how we get a little bit more exposure. And if you share it with somebody in particular and ask them to subscribe, man, it'll mean the world to me. So anyways, thank you so much, like always, for taking the time to listen to me and to watch this video. I'm going to keep putting these out no matter what it takes to be able to share with you guys some valuable lessons. And hopefully we can grow this thing to be one of the best podcasts out there with your help. I appreciate the love. I love you guys all very much. And make sure to go like, comment, subscribe, and share it with all your friends and family. Alrighty? Have a great day.